Hello, welcome. You're joining us for VRL. We are China today, and you're joining me with Icewind in the commentary booth. Very much looking forward to this one, Ice. How about you?
Yep. Hello.
Yeah.
It's 15 drivers on track today, and should be a good one.
Yeah, Danny Co is on pole. We have missed a huge chunk of this session, but yeah, well, I just wanted to kind of open this by saying there was a patch for F1 2019 today. There was a few concerns about some of the stuff that was in it. Obviously, you had the instability issues are all fixed apparently.
Yep.
But the other one was safety cars. Yeah, so they were saying that maximum of 5 safety cars are going to be available per race. And there was a bit of concern about that, about, you know, if there's a lot of carnage, are we actually going to see 5 safety cars in a race? And we did have an opportunity to test it out there with Tier 3 and SLR, and thankfully there was a lot of carnage, but only 1 safety car, so thankfully yeah, we didn't see 5 of them on the track, because that would be that would kill the race completely. I don't think you would see any racing there at all. Mostly see safety car procession. But another feature they released, and I like it a lot, is the full track map, where you can also have a mini map there. You can see it on the screen at the minute. Hopefully, anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to take some time to get used to that, but it is a very handy reference point just to see where everybody is on track, and I think you can also pick up like yellow flags and maybe purple sectors and things like that. So it's going to be a very useful tool for ourselves, Ice, to keep abreast of what's going on in the race.
Indeed. I was just about to say the same thing, that it's probably going to take a little bit of getting used to actually, look at that and instead of only the gaps. But I think it's a very good addition for commentary. So, yep, it's we welcome this with open arms.
Yep, thumbs up from me. My only gripe is that, as you can see on the screen at the minute, the map does get overlaid by the spectator menu, but it's a small gripe, and I'm sure it's only affecting on certain circuits like China. You can see the top part of the track is kind of chopped off there, but it
Yeah,
is
but you
what
can
it
also
is.
hide the spectator menu for a little while. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, this is true.
We'll live with it. So, couple of words. We've had 2 races here in VRL so far, and the championship leader is racing today as well. So he is Hagrid at the moment in P9. I saw him lift massively on that soft lap he did, so he clearly didn't want to settle up on those softs, which yeah, I think it was quite right to do that. Justin retires from the session. I wonder if that was a crash, or did he just set his time on the mediums and decides to abandon from the session. Anyway, Hagrid is the championship leader. He's got 40 points. And then Vexation, who has been very unlucky in the first 2 races, he spun off from the lead in Australia, and in Bahrain disconnected and yeah, lost I think a pretty certain P2 with that disconnection. So he is currently second in the championship with 27 points, and right on his heels is Light Cruiser with a win and the fastest lap, and I actually see that Hagrid is doing donuts on those softs.
Really?
Okay, let's just keep to that. So yeah, on the constructors side, Racing Point is in the lead with 54 points, Renault second 41, and Toro Rosso at 32. So it's of course wide open field, only the 3rd race of the season, but yeah. Let's dive back into it. I guess I would guess that most of the drivers are actually preparing to go out on their final runs, which will most likely be on the medium tire, at least for most of them.
Yeah, and it's Barrett. I just caught him there as he did a Hamilton into the pits. It went straight into the wall, despite there being no rain in this scenario.
But he didn't die at least, so he gets to live another day.
It's so easy to do that, though. I mean, the pits, obviously you want to maximize your entry there, but if you carry too much speed in, you will go wide and clip the wall. And I've done that myself in wet conditions. It's so easy to do. It looks like it's a dry one today.
I did it in 2 SRL last season.
Yeah. So even the best can, yeah, they have their moments too.
Yep.
Ducati out as well.
Also retired from the session. I wonder if did these guys actually crash somewhere, or are they just basically done setting their lap on the mediums and don't want to wear them anymore?
I'm
Because
not
the
sure.
tactic here is pretty clearly medium hard or hard to medium. And that is
Yeah,
definitely the fastest strategy.
I'm following Keeper Magnuson here. He's P6 currently. He's about to yeah, he's about to cross the line. He's run out of ERS already. SDRS as he crosses the line goes
Whoa!
P1. What a lap from the keyboard warrior.
I'm surprised by that. Okay, Vexation instantly gets it, but 32.8 is a very, very respectable lap time by a keyboard. So
Yeah, I imagine turn
looks
1
so.
and turn 2 on the keyboard are just a nightmare.
Yeah, this I think tire wear on this track is at least as difficult as Bahrain for him, but that's a good lap. He's ahead of Justin that racer on the same tire, and I'm impressed once again. Never ceases to amaze me, that guy.
Yeah, he's a legend in the community. If he ever got a wheel, I think everybody would be so disappointed.
Yep. It would be weird as well.
Yeah, keyboard for life.
Let's see. Danico at least soon about to start his lap, and Kosi actually starts a lap ahead of him. So I'm gonna follow Kosi. Tackles turn 1. Looks pretty smooth so far, so we'll see Sector 1 split this right at the end of this small straight here, and Kosi is up by a fraction of a second, 5/100ths of a second, so not that much, but still up. Tackles the very fast S's. Tiny bit of a lift there, down to 4th gear. I'm getting horrendous camera angles, but never mind that. So
Did you not just catch a tire in the air there? No.
no, was there one?
Yeah. On my screen there was a tire like hanging in midair. So I wonder if that's.
I didn't see it at least. So maybe it's I don't know, some kind of voodoo on your screen.
That's random. Oh, we've got Luca goes P2.
Look
Yeah.
at 1 second actually, yeah. And Kosi charging down the back straight. And I'm gonna have a look. He's 28.3. He's quite a bit down on Vexation's time, but I think he still has potential to get P3 here with this attempt.
Yeah, I guess.
Across the line we go, and he does go P3 as I suspected by a 10 speeds keyboard Magnuson. Not as quick as I expected from Kosi on this one, because his hard lap time was considerably faster, I think. Comparably anyway. Danico
well.
about to cross the line as well.
Yeah, gets a nice run out from the last corner there. It is a tricky one to navigate, but puts himself in
ahead
P4.
of Kosi.
32.4, not a bad lap from Danny.
Yeah, I think he's not gonna be too happy with that. Light Cruiser goes P2 with a 32.1. I know that Danny, or I suspect that he's not gonna be too happy with that. He's, I've seen him set some faster times on this track, so we'll see. But I think that is actually about it for this session. Is there anybody else on the lap?
Pixel, yeah, he's about to cross the finish line. He's coming up to the penultimate, or the last corner here. He doesn't hit his apex, goes wide.
I wonder if that was invalidated. It was not so. He goes P9, 33.1.
So I see a few a few viewers have joined the stream. So hello to everybody. Hopefully we're in store for another great race here. We're not sure what the weather conditions going to be for the actual race, but as you can see right now, a bit cloudy, a few grey clouds in the air, but who knows what the race has in store for us. It does tend to rain a bit in China.
Yep, I think Pascodinho is here on a lap still. Actually, he's managed to start a lap from the right in the final second of this.
Yeah, well spotted,
session.
Yeah.
And he is up on his time, so I think he's looking to improve his position here.
Ooh.
Right off the final corner, and across the line we go, and Pascodinho goes. He did go P10, I think, if I saw
P10, yeah.
correctly. So he's got a
P10,
few
yeah.
positions. Yep.
Got a really nice run for the last corner there. You know, such a
Yep.
difficult corner to get right. You know, if you turn in too early, you're gonna cut the apex and potentially invalidate. And if you don't do that, you potentially go wide on the exit then, and yeah, that can lose a lot of time as well. So yeah.
Yep. And the top 5 within half a second today in qualifying. So I think we're gonna see a pretty evenly matched battle in the race. Vexation about 3/10 clear of Light Cruiser, but I would expect that maybe in the race the pace is gonna be pretty similar or closer.
Got Justin in chat. He's saying 8th in starting, yay. So he's happy enough with that, or else he's unless he's mocking
Hoping for a
himself.
safety car.
And he's hoping for a safety car. So
Looks a bit gloomy. So if Justin is watching or listening to us, is it? Are we gonna get some rain here? I don't know. Maybe not.
sarcastic, I thought it. Yeah. Yeah, so he's not happy with his 8th place start, but it is a long race, and we never know what it has in store. As you say, safety cars. There potentially could be a safety car or two in this one. So
Yeah,
let's see about that.
I mean, it is easy to put it in the wall in a couple of spots here. After the S's, you have that double left-hander, and at the end of that, or of course in the long spoon corner, whatever you want to call it. So off we go on the formation lap. Let's go through the grid.
So Vexit is in P1. I don't think he has not won a race this season just yet, but I think we were talking to him last week, and he said, yeah, he's not too bad at this, but China's not really a driver favorite, so yeah, he's done well to put himself in P1 position. But right behind him is a guy who has won a race this season, and a very fast guy indeed is Light Cruiser with Iscari, the other race winner of the season, in P3, Luca in P4. So a good qualifying session from Luca there.
Yep, at our Danny boy, our own Danny boy in P5. So we'll see what Danny can do from P5. I know that he has pace on this track, so expect to see Danny challenge these front runners in this race. His teammate Cosi in P6, last season's champion. Keyboard Magnuson with that very nice lap on those mediums, and Keyboard in P7, and just in that racer, as we already had a word with him in the chat, he's starting in P8.
And running on top 10 would be Pixel, who we know is very fast. He's in SLR. He's a very fast driver. So yeah, surprised to see him down so far down the rank there, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on him throughout the race. And then P10, you got Bascadino then. He nipped in there P10 at the last minute, the damn minutes of qualifying. So, oh, I saw a car at the back.
Oh,
did you see
who is that? It's Pixel in the wall.
Yeah.
That's his tires are not gonna like this, so a little bit surprised. Oh, and he get disqualified from the formation lap as well. So his tires are gonna be stone cold on the grid.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, they're actually. I'm looking at his wheel, and it's saying the tire temperature is like 120 on the back, 130.
Yeah, he spun off big time. So I don't know. I guess they're gonna go down a bit, but
yeah. So
just actually stay there. I don't know how this actually works.
Just to finalize the grid then. So we got Ducati 11, Grassi Jules is 12, Hedis David P13, it's Verrat P14, and LOR Ron XX is P15. So the drivers lining up on the grid at the moment. Vexit is already in position, as is Light Cruiser. So I wonder who's going to get down to turn 1 first. The Light Cruiser has that inside line, which may be crucial. So we have the lights on screen. 3, 4, 5 lights are up. And away we go for the VRL China race. And yeah, Light Cruiser does indeed get a great start here. Vexit just a little bit ahead. And looks like he's going to take him on the way around, but we know that inside line is crucial. Iscari also getting a bit of a look in there, but yeah, Light Cruiser. Oh, Vexit gets a really good run on to turn 2, and I think he's got enough done here. Yeah, he's going to take his position and hold on to P1.
And they've all made it through turn 1 without crashes, so well done to them. And hard fighting at the backfield. The Red Bull tries to send it around the Ferrari into turn 3, but is unable to make it stick.
Yeah, tidy stuff so far, but Light Cruiser is pressuring Vexit from the get-go here. Light Cruiser's got his own problems behind him. As Scary, Danny Koo, Kazi, Luca, he's got his work cut out from here.
Yeah, and Danny's made up a position along with Kazi, so Luca has fallen behind both of those guys.
Oh, and a Red Bull off at the back.
I see, yeah, contact at the back, and that's Ron X off the track, unfortunately, and I saw some kind of damage there, but I am not sure whose car was it from. It's from Virat. He's missing an end plate in his Haas.
So he's got caught up in that lap one incident, but yeah, Vexit here is he's got a wee bit of a gap to Light Cruiser, but not too much. Nothing really to write home about just yet. But the background, Danico is harassing Scary here. He's looking pretty punchy, isn't he?
Yep, definitely. And just a quick word: every single driver is on mediums, so nobody going for the.
Yeah, well spotted there, Ice. Yeah, Danico, sorry, he's thinking about going around the outside, but yeah, that inside line is key for that turn one. Scary just doing all the right things with the car, making sure Danico cannot get past him there. You know,
because he almost snapped in the back of Danny there, but manages to avoid him.
Yeah, he's got front row seat to this battle between Danico and Scary up ahead.
Yeah, I'm just trying to have a look if somebody has damage, but I think the only one who had damage is Virat, and he is down in P14. And Ron X, even after that contact, I don't see any damage on his car, so he should be fine to continue. We haven't lost anybody from this race yet, which is of course good. That's what we like to see.
So up from Vexit with a 0.6 gap to Light Cruiser. He's just hanging in there. He's gonna make good use of this DRS, which will open up on lap 3, and it is absolutely crucial in this back straight that we've just went on with Vexit. No DRS at the moment, but yeah, that's gonna come into effect, and I think Vexit really needs to get that 1 second gap up here. He's got a few corners in which to do so, and I don't know, Light Cruiser, he's pretty handy on the heavy braking zones, getting that great. Yep. He's got great throttle control. I've noticed over the last few races. Something I really kind of picked up on. As Vexit, of course, gets the fastest lap.
Light Cruiser got a bit of a scruffy exit out of the last corner and has dropped now to over a second away. So that is crucial here. I think he's running a little bit less drag than aero than Vexit is, because I was following their distance on the back straight. Sorry, yep.
Yeah, bit of an issue there. Pixel went up the inside of Hedis David turn 1, but Hedis David was not making any room for him, and Pixel did well to save that. He drops back behind Hedis Davis once again. So yeah, I think Pixel has some pace in that car, but he's not getting past Hedis Davis on this lap. It doesn't look like, unless he can do it on the back straight.
And Light Cruiser has fallen a little bit from Vexation, so Vexation has managed to break that DRS zone, which is critical on this track, and it might put him in a very good position to win this race. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely, I totally agree, because
it's very close to Light Cruiser now.
What we're going to see now is DRS really make a big impact on this race, as we're going to ride on board with his Scary as we see him cross the DRS line right about now. DRS is open, he has overtake mode. He might not be. It's going to be marginal, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Oh, he's thinking about it. Light Cruiser breaking as low as possible.
There's not really any space there, and Light Cruiser still keeps that position. So, tried to be light on the brakes, but Light Cruiser manages to keep it for now.
Yeah, Kazi dropping off Danico as well.
I see.
Who's that? Justin? I think that was Justin. Yeah, he made
It was Luca, I think. He's fallen back, so he went sideways after the final corner, and Lucas dropped off the back of his teammate now.
Yeah, he just went absolutely skew whiff out of the final corner.
Yep, saw it in the background, so I guess there's just a little bit too much throttle there. It's easy to do.
And while we took our eyes off the ball, his Scary has got past Light Cruiser, so I reckon that was for
the main
turn
straight
1.
Then. That must have happened in the turn 1. So her Scary up to P2, and Light Cruiser now under pressure from Danico, who appears to be pretty pacey here today. Kossi has dropped off a little bit from this back, so he's 1.7 down, and does not get DRS for the back straight on this lap. Danny, yeah, Danny right in the back of Light Cruiser. So Danny eager to make some moves here.
Yeah, just needs to keep right behind Light Cruiser here. He gets a pretty good turn in there, and I should say through
Yeah,
Spoon.
Danny's gonna get this done, I'm pretty sure.
He almost had to back out there, didn't he? Like he caught up him so much in the corner.
Yeah, Light Cruiser had. He's also gonna get DRS here though, so this is not gonna be easy for Danny. It's a drag race to the hairpin, and Danny tries to outbrake Light Cruiser, and I think has he managed to make it stick? It looks like he's done it. Yes. So Danny go up to P3.
Good job from Danny. Light Cruiser will not like that. Two overtakes he's had in the last lap.
Yeah, looks like Light Cruiser is just, I don't know, he seems to be maybe running a little bit less aero than these other guys, and is just struggling a bit in these corner sections of the track. I might be wrong, but that's what it looks like from here, or Danny's just not enjoying those tires right now. And what else can we spot here? Just in that racer is right in the back of Keyboard Magnussen, who is still running in P6 actually. So Hearts are doing a good job on those mediums and the keyboard. What else do we see on the down the field, and Ducati also on the back of Pascodinho? So there's quite a lot of fights here right at the moment. Light Cruiser is still going to be within DRS of Danny, I think.
Yeah, just about, yeah. And Danny's just outside of DRS for Ascari.
Yeah, and I'm just going to see, yeah, Danny didn't get DRS, and neither did Light Cruiser actually, so... Oh, he did actually, never mind, so... It's just a bit late, the notification for me.
Yeah, I see that gap closing there, the Danny code, not too much though.
He's way too far back.
He's too far back, I should say, yeah. But Justin the Racer is looking for a move on keyboard, decides better than putting a late dive in. Keyboard does go wide and opens the door for Justin.
They tap each other a little bit on the exit. So...
Keyboard did well to hold on to that position. It looked like it was done for Justin whenever the Keyboard opened the door into that hairpin.
Yeah, Justin is completely out of ERS and can't do anything in the turn one, it looks like.
Oh, and Luca is going up the inside of his teammate here, and he's a bit of an opportunist move there, and it pays off for him as he gets himself up to P7, and now will attack Keyboard.
Here.
Absolutely not. No love lost at all. So Keyboard is now going to come under pressure from Luca. And
yep.
I don't think he's going to be quite as patient as Justin was. So we may see a bit of a argy-bargy here, but let's hope not.
Yeah, Luca gets a much better run to the S's, but I think this is not really an overtaking spot. So he will have to wait for the back straight, is my guess. Looking at the battle up front here, Scurry runs a little wide in the end of the double left-hander, and Danico, I think we'll get DRS this time back on the on the back straight. But I think this is the closest battle, Luca versus Keyboard Magnussen.
Absolutely, yep. And Keyboard does get a pretty decent run out of the is that spoon curve you call it one? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's the official word. I just call it the spoon corner.
Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, so yeah, Keyboard going defensive. Luca gonna force to go around the outside then for the hairpin. This last of the late breakers. Yeah, contact once again. No damage done, fortunately, and it looks like Keyboard may lose his position. He does indeed, yes. So Luca takes that position from him. He might get a run on him here.
DRS though. But Hard says in ERS off mode, so I think he's just gonna get let Luca go here. There's no point fighting him right now.
Oh, Luca getting a bit loose there, yeah.
Almost ran at the back of Luca. Hard said there, like I tapped Mr. Bants into that corner in the SLR race. It's really easy to do. There's a little different ways you can approach that corner, and so easy to tap the other one at the front if you're running close. And Danny closing in on her Scary 0.6. But I think Danny might be just too far back to do anything on the back straight, but these two are not at least letting Vexation run away with this race. Vexation is leading by about 2.4 seconds, but Herskari and Danico are close by. And he gets DRS this time around, but he is too far back on this occasion. Closing, but too far back on this lap. Both of them lock up a little bit into the hairpin. Also easy to do.
Oh, and Pixel is getting past Ducati. Looks like at the final.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the final hairpin, and gets moved on. Nicely done from him. Tidy move.
Yeah, so Ducati down to P11 and Pixel up to the last points finishing position.
Yeah, we had another overtake there. It was Grassy Jules on Hedis Davis, I believe. Hedis Davis gets DRS on the start finish straight, but yeah, too far back to try and attack and get that position back there. So Grassy Jules up to P12 for now.
Yep, and I see that Verrat at the back is struggling with his broken front wing, so he's fallen way off the pack. And if you have front wing damage on this track, it's really difficult to drive. The front end is very important into these twisty sections of the track.
Yeah,
and you need all of that down for us.
Pixel is now putting the pressure on Bascadino, who's kind of capitulating under the pressure. It looks like it.
This is working well for Keyboard Magnussen and Justin though, because they're fighting, but so are the guys behind them. So they're not catching up to them. Oh, yeah. Pixel gets a little bit of a slide out of that spoon corner, and I think he might be too far back to do anything about Basco.
Yeah, but we've got Justin for that racer putting a move on Keyboard Magnussen. Gets the move done before the hairpin, but I was about to say there, Bascadino is driving like me whenever there's someone behind me. He just starts making mistakes, and yeah, they kind of...
Yeah, it's easy to do. It's one of the toughest things as a racer when somebody's pressuring you from behind, and just gotta try and keep your cool and use the RS deployment in the right places and stuff. So, looks like Basco is about to hit the back of Pixel into turn one, but
yeah, he's just been a bit scruffy now. This is to get his head down, just get into the rhythm of the track.
Danico 0.3 behind Herskari in P3. So Danny looking pretty pacey so far. See what the pit stops have in store for us. So who's gonna flinch first? I think the undercut is pretty strong here, but it's not as strong as it is on some tracks, because the hards take a little time to warm up as well. But
so what lap do you reckon we're going to see the first round of pit stops in?
I would guess maybe within 3 laps. I don't actually remember when I pitted in 2 SRL in this race, but I would say like lap 10 or 11 or something like that.
Okay, so the next few laps, then we'll keep an eye out for some pit stops. Yeah, so medium to hard is the strategy, so it's going to be a final stint on hards. And
yeah, Herskari pits already actually. So at the end of lap 9. And it's about time you can pit. So Herskari into the pits, Light Cruiser as well, and Posey.
Is that an undercut? Is that like an attempt at an undercut there? You know, like purpose, or is he just maybe his tire wear is getting out of control or whatever?
I would guess that he's gonna try an undercut, because he was still keeping within like striking distance of Vexit. So we'll see what he does. I myself, in the 2 SRL race, most of the guys were they started on the hard tire, and I started on the mediums. So I got a pretty hefty undercut with an early pit stop. They came at me at the end of the race, but of course this is a little bit different because everybody is on the mediums at the start this time around. So we'll see what Herskari can do. Have a look at his sector times in a little bit.
Yeah, P10 at the moment with Ron X right behind him, but Light Cruiser in P12, just a few seconds up the road. At the moment, it looks like Vexit is commanding this race. He's commanding
Yep.
this race at the moment, but Danico's in the background there. Just saw him pop up, 2.8 behind. So, yeah, it's all to play for still. We've
Yep.
seen it in previous races. Just a slightest mistake or a wee spin will cost you the win. Even a time penalty, they're pretty hard to pick up here. I mean, you can that last corner, you can get a wee bit greedy on it. Can pick up a
Vexation
penalty
goes
there.
on for another lap. Danico into the pits. And I'm gonna have a look at where's Herskari on the list. So Herskari's middle sector time was about 3/10 faster than Vexation on the previous lap. So those hards are definitely a little bit faster, but not so much.
Ascari's getting held up a bit here by Hedges Davis and Grassy Jost right in front of him there. I don't know how much time he would have lost there, but he does have DRS. He wants to get past these guys straight away.
Yeah, this is disastrous for Herskari, to be honest. And Danny is gonna be behind this pack as well, so I think this is gonna play well into Vexation's hands here, because he gets to go on for another lap in his own rhythm, and I would expect that he will come out ahead of these guys now. And I would also expect him to pit this lap, unless he tries something.
Oh, Ascari! Oh my word! He just almost lost the car there. It's on traction coming out of one of the hairpins. Yeah, he's just struggling to get past these guys, and these guys are on older medium tires, and he's
Yeah,
obviously
it's
on the
really
fresh.
difficult to pass without DRS on this track. Don't really have that many overtaking spots.
So this is obviously hurting him massively, and we're going to see Vexit most likely pit this lap. Justin Racer's the closest guy behind him, 16.2. Oh, Vexit almost lost out of the final hairpin there.
Sideways there for a bit, so Vexit into the pits. And I think this is going to be a done deal. He should be ahead of Herskari and the other guy, Danico.
Yeah, so riding on board with Hiscari as he approaches the final hairpin. And he's
gets past Hedis there. Oh, Danny also trying to get past Hedis there. And are these guys gonna pit now ahead of them? Yeah, so but Vexit is already coming out of the pit, so I think he is in the lead, and he is. So
yeah. He is quite a way up the road there, about 3 seconds I would say.
Yep.
Maybe 2.
It's only 2.3 still, so the gap is pretty much the same. This worked well for Vexit because he now has 2 laps of tire delta versus these guys. Or versus Herskari anyway, and 1 lap to Danny. And Gratzijos is really holding up Danny a lot here. So Danny, did he get past him finally? Yeah, he does. So Herskari and Danico cleared the traffic, and then they have to try and charge after Vexation. But this worked pretty perfectly for Vexit this time around. Oh, what's happening? Do we have a virtual safety car? Yes, we do. So
Pixel's out, yep. Something has happened.
So Pixel has crashed somewhere on track.
It's at it's sector 2, I believe.
Yeah, I see his you see his car there actually on the map. So he's pulled off at turn, I think it is turn 5 or something, but yeah.
So not really benefiting anyone, this virtual safety car, although Grassy Joe's maybe can pit if the safety car stays out.
It only lasts very, very short time, so we'll see, but
oh yeah.
And I think we are already racing again.
It's yeah. So Grassy Joe's still to pit here, probably will pit here. Ronax as well, probably pit on this lap. I imagine those medium tires seen better days. But up front, Vexit, yeah, 2.8 is the gap right now, and it's looking, it's looking pretty good for Vexit. I'm just going to quickly check and see if he's any penalties, which he does not. He has no warnings either.
No, I think Herskari had 1 warning or something, and Danny had 1 warning as well. No, Danny has 2 warnings actually. So Danny gets a bit of a slide out of turn 2.
A death wiggle, as I call it.
Yep. Manages to keep it in check though, and he's right on the back of Herskari here. But it's at least for me, because I always had a bit of an issue getting out of that long winding right-hander to the back straight, and it's really difficult to follow a car there, but you have to do it if you want to overtake, and Danny is certainly trying to hold on to that gap, but let's see what he can do on the back straight here. Into the hairpin, and they're losing a lot of time to her exit here. 3.5 seconds already. The gap. I think Danny might be just too far back.
Oh, and he goes wide.
A little wide. Not a little either.
Easy to lose it there. There's a wee patch of grass,
Yep.
and yeah. Yeah, he's way too far back here, unless he absolutely sends it, which I wouldn't advise.
It's not the final lap yet, so Danny just has to get a better exit out of that corner to challenge Herskari here. But I think he's too far back on the main straight as well. The exit also sets the fastest lap of the race, 35.6 I think it was. 35.4. And the gaps behind, well, Light Cruiser is close-ish to these guys, 2 seconds away, but then gaps behind them are considerably larger. And Bascadinho versus Keyboard Magnussen actually is the only other battle on track right at the moment. So Hart also has pitted for those hard tires, and I'm interested to see if he can actually get them to the end. Yeah. Then he's still trying to chase Herskari, and Vexit just seems to be driving away at the lead of the race. He's 4 seconds in the clear, and looks like there are no challengers for him today, and we also hope that he keeps it on track today, because he's had a lot of bad luck in the first 2 races of the season. Then he go DRS wide open again on the back straight, but he is too far back. And is there a lapped car there? Yeah, so Brat is about to be lapped.
We've got a battle at the back for P10, ahead of Stevens Gracillos. I think Gracillos is going to get him on DRS.
Oh, Danico challenging Herskari into turn 1 here. There was a bit of a lunge from Danny, but looks like he's managed to make it stick as well. So Danny up to P2. He's pulled that one out of the bag. There is another. Is there a safety car now?
It's a safety car, yeah.
What has happened? I don't see any car off the track, so I wonder why do we have this. It's I don't know. Do you see anything that could have possibly caused this?
It's Farad is ghosted, but that's the only thing. He's a lap car, so I don't see why that would be an issue. No yellow flags.
Yeah, so the caddy into the pits. Somebody gets a speeding drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So, is this kind of what we feared here?
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely no reason I can think of. I'll have to review the tape, but yeah, there's nothing.
I don't see anybody crashed out, or why would we have this safety car? Well, let's hope this doesn't become a trend of this patch, that we just get random safety cars. It's a very weird one, I would say. And I wonder if somebody's actually going to try and pit here.
Got run X in the back, put a mediums on.
Yeah, those, of course, those guys probably are going to catch up to this pack now. But I think nobody can really pit here unless they want to lose track position.
Vegs is in the pits.
Oh, he is actually?
Yeah, he's going to go for mediums, I would imagine.
Yeah, he's going to lose track position here, though. So that's... Herskari also into the pits, and Danico continues on his...
okay, we've got a race on our hands here. What's going to happen now, I wonder?
Yeah, Light Cruiser also into the pits, so... Is Cosi actually going to overtake the whole bunch? Yes, he is. So actually the Toro Rossos are leading this race now.
Wow,
with this unexpected safety car.
Exit comes out in P3, which is pretty good. Herskari then he pitted, as did Light Cruiser, Luca. Just in that racer in the pits, Gracillos and ahead of David. So a lot of guys pitting right now. But we've got Danico and his teammate Kazi out in front, have yet to pit. and I don't think they're going to. I think they're committed to this now.
Yep. They pretty much are committed to it now, and
Keyboard
so there
Magnussen as
were
well,
a
staying
bunch
up.
of people who actually did choose to pit. Keyboard Magnussen didn't pit. Bascodinho didn't pit, and they of course gained a lot of positions here. So Keyboard Magnussen is in P4 and Bascodinho in P5. Just trying to think of why on earth would we have this safety car, but I guess it just does not make sense.
The only thing I can think of is Pixel. His car retired on the side of the track, but that was like a lap or two beforehand.
Yeah, and
Very unusual.
I think that caused a virtual safety car, didn't it? So I'm really struggling to find any kind of reason for this this safety car.
Well, while we're just watching the guys catch up to the safety car here, everyone in chat, any theories as to why there's a safety car right now? If you've been watching the race, you'll know there was a virtual safety car when Pixel crashed out / retired. That went in, and then a lap later we've got a safety car, and there was no yellow flags, no nothing. So it's a mystery. This one, a mystery.
Yeah. I would like to say that I'm surprised, but I'm not completely surprised. I was kind of afraid of that something like this might happen. But so maybe a new feature of this patch.
Well, what I'm most concerned about is I know it's happened before, but you know where they have a safety car that doesn't know when to go in, and it just ends up the rest of the race is under a safety car. So that's like the worst possible outcome to this. I'm really hoping not, because Danny, Ko and Kazi are on these alternate strategies. They're currently in P1, P2, but they've got some fast boys behind. The first one of which is Vexit, who was previously leading the race. He's rolled the dice here and put on mediums.
Yep.
I think he's in a great position. You know, if he's on the medium tires, he's going to do a few laps under safety car and take care of those tires, so they'll be in pretty good nick, pretty fresh as the race hopefully gets underway.
And is it so that the lapped cars can't unlap themselves, because Verrat is right there in the mix and he doesn't seem to be doing anything about it? So I don't know how this actually works exactly.
Usually if you're a lap car, you would get a, I've had it happen before, funny enough. I know that's hard to believe, Ice.
Well,
no, but it comes up on screen and says, it'll say like, please pass the safety car.
Allowed to overtake safety car in this lap.
Yes, excellent. That is most excellent. That is good news. So Danny Ko, we're going to see a restart from Danny Ko. So what's his strategy going to be? Is he going to hold these guys back and try to catch them while they're snoozing, or is he just going to, you know, is he going to just be spontaneous and just go at the last second? I don't know. Have you ever been in the lead on a safety car restart?
I think once in Mexico in 2 VRL, and I totally messed it up.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do. I would probably just drive as normal.
Yeah, so Danny packing this bunch of cars up.
Yeah, Mossy Gaming is in the chat, as is Flesh River and Ron X, who of course DNF'd. Ron X says I spun and that's why safety car. So there we have it.
Kind of random thing, spun and a safety car.
Yeah. At least we have some form of kind of answer
and
to
I
that.
think we're going now. So Danny is
and Danny is getting underway. He's pedal to the metal. Let's get a better camera here. Yes, he's through the first corner. He's got his teammate behind him, kind of protecting him a little bit from Vexit, but Vexit's going to want to get past here as soon as possible. 3-second time penalty for Justin, that racer though.
And look at that top three just charging away. Keyboard Magnussen already 1.5 seconds from Vexation, who is desperately trying to pass Cosi as soon as possible, but I think he has to wait for the back straight unless he gets a really good run here.
Which he seems to have done, but is it enough to get past?
Has to go on the outside, and I think Cosi will be able to defend this into this corner. That's what it looks like. So
oh yes,
Vexation wide, and Vexation stays in P3.
Yeah, Vexit got a little bit of yeah, got his tire on the curb there, and he had to lift a little bit, or else he would have risked spinning out. But he's right over
Oh,
the back. Yeah,
at
he's
the back of Cozzy a little bit.
pushing Cozzy through these corners. And Cozzy will not appreciate that, I'm sure, but he's got his work cut out from him in that cockpit because he knows there's a massive DRS straight coming out, but they won't
Oh,
have.
you don't really send it into that
Ooh.
corner, but oh, that was
Yeah, and
close.
I'm just thinking they won't have DRS either for a few laps. We've
Nope,
got it's Varad span out at the back. It's
nope.
Varad retired from the side. Are we going to see another safety car? I hope not.
Oh god, I hope not, but we'll see.
Exit right alongside Cozzy here. Cozzy does seem to have a bit better top speed. He's actually getting overtaken here, but he's got the inside line. Oh, sorry, Vexit. Sorry, he's got the inside line, and
Yep,
Vexit does get the position done there. And we're seeing a move
yep.
behind as well. Hiscari on. Yeah, Hiscari got past Keyboard Magnuson there, and Keyboard's under pressure from Light Cruiser. So it's all kicking off.
Yep. So Vexation up to P2, and we'll now charge toward Danico leading this race for now. But Vexation is of course on those 5-lap younger mediums versus Danny's.
Oh, and Light Cruiser getting past Keyboard Magnuson. He put it up the inside on turn 1, but Keyboard's not putting up. Yeah, he's putting up a very good fight here. Is he gonna? He gets the inside line, and it does Keyboard, and he's ahead of Light Cruiser. But
Light Cruiser's gonna send it here, I think.
I think he is, yeah. But Keyboard is a wise old man. He's got the inside line. Yeah, the inside line's crucial on that one.
Light Cruiser has to yield, I think. Yep. So toward the back straight we go. And Vexation is right on the back of Danny already, so look at that grip on those medium tires.
Light Cruiser is pushing Keyboard, literally pushing Keyboard through these corners.
So Light Cruiser still unable to pass him though. Vexation also challenging Danny for the lead of the race, so I think we're gonna see something here on the back straight possibly.
Yeah, Keyboard Magnuson is under a lot of pressure. He's kind of building up a bit of a train behind him here with Luca and Light Cruiser. And no DRS this time around either. But Light Cruiser has a bit of top speed over Keyboard here. I think he might...
Oh! Danny goes a little bit overly defensive maybe into the braking zone there, but still manages to hold on to that lead, so well done by Danico.
I think Cozzy... Did Cozzy briefly get overtaken by Ascari there?
I'm sorry, I kind of missed that. I was looking at the battle for the lead, which is still raging because Vexation is trying to go on the outside of Danny into turn 1, but unable to make it
inside,
stick,
yeah.
but he sticks his nose in there now.
He got a wheel on the dirt there briefly. Well done, that man, for saving that one.
Yep.
Oh, Light Cruiser does get past Keyboard Magnuson as well. That's through turn 1, turn 2, somewhere he's managed to squeeze past there. So good job to Light Cruiser. Keyboard
Vexation trying all over to go past Danny here, but he's still unable to do it. So Danny using all his defensive cards on this lap to keep Vexit behind him. And do they get DRS on this lap? I kind of missed it, but
yeah, I think I did see some flash up there. I'm not sure if it was yeah, I don't know if it's DRS is going to be available this lap, maybe next lap, but yeah, Danico's got his work cut out for him big time here as they come up to the spoon corner, as we call it, onto the back straight. So Danico going a bit wide. I know the inside line's more optimal there, but he gets a nice run out onto the straight.
I think he will be defenseless here versus Vexit because he's going to get DRS as well, so I think this is...
Yeah, you're right. Yep, Vexit has DRS.
This is absolutely done for Vexation. I don't think Danny is able to do anything into the hairpin here, nope. So, and here Scurry overtakes Cozzy as well on the back straight, right? So, here's Scurry into P3, so these Toro Rossos who chose to stay out on those hard tires are getting a little bit swamped here with those guys who pitted for fresh mediums.
Light Cruiser.
Danny actually really trying to get back to Vexation into turn 1, but has to back out of it.
And Cozzy making a move on Ascari here to get this position back. He goes down the inside line. Ascari goes a bit wide. And it's a bit of a squeeze. Yep. I think Cozzy got a better run out there. Yeah, they're just marginally ahead.
Gets a nice circular line out of there, and I think Cozzy might still be able to hold on to this P3 for now. And they're still side by side into the S's, and I think Harscari will get this now. He is on the inside into the S's, and I wonder if Cozzy is going to be... No, he can't do anything about it on the outside of the track. And Light Cruiser also in this mix now. talking too fast for me. But so Vexation has cleared Danny, and Danny is still hanging onto that DRS gap, at least on this lap.
I think Light
And that
Cruiser's
is
he's gonna get Kazi here. I think he's got DRS, but so will Kazi. Kazi looks like he's gonna have DRS as well, so
yep.
kind of cancels out Light Cruiser's DRS.
Yeah, so Danny, this is pretty much a lifeline for Danny. If he can hold on to this DRS, he might have a chance at the end with those, if those mediums die off, but I think he is out of luck.
And Bascadino getting a move on Keeper Mikeson into the final corner here. There's too wide.
Oh, yeah.
Did well to keep it on track there. Justin, that racer, with a 3-second time penalty. Bascadino again going for a move on Keyboard, but run the outside. Is Keyboard going to open the door for him?
Oh, did he get hit from back?
There is contact. Oh, and there is contact. Justin almost went off track there and lost the car. Bascadino is he's not going. Oh my word!
He somehow saved that. He was sideways there for a little bit. I was sure that he's gonna go into the wall, but
100%, yeah.
on track.
And Hedis Davis, opportunist there, just slips it up the inside as those two are battling, and he's passed two cars in one.
Yeah, up to P8. So great driving by Hedis Davy there.
And these guys are still going at it. I see another bit of contact there. Bascadino and Justin Racer. There's no love lost here. I think we may see a DNF coming up soon if they continue this.
Yeah, Danny has dropped off from the DRS range of Vexation now, and he's 1.4 seconds down. So Vexation's pushing for all his might, and he of course wants to get rid of Danny in his mirrors as soon as possible, because those mediums are not gonna last forever. And Cosi has fallen now behind Light Cruiser and Herskari, but he still seems to be able to hang on there. So we'll see. Luca also right on the back of them.
Yep, and we're gonna head as Davis and Justin Racer switching positions there. Both of them took a really bad line for the final corner. I think Addis Davis was just following Justin's line and hoping for the best.
Everybody gets DRS here.
And Bascadino's, he's up the inside of Hedis Davis there. He capitalized on Hedis Davis' mistake there. Gets a P9 position out of it. Justin all over the back of Keyboard now. So Keyboard is it's not an easy race here, is he?
Oh, Bascadino spins now on this lap. He did spins in the same. Oh, and that's a very dangerous reverse.
Yeah, Ducati's life flashed before his eyes there, I'm sure.
Yeah, so Bascadino spins in the same position where he saved it miraculously a lap earlier, but unfortunately this time around he ran out of grip. So those 12-lap old hards gave up on him. He's now down to P12, unfortunately. So Bascadino out of points contention for now. And thank God we didn't get a safety car for that.
Justin, that
cars
racer.
Are kind of fun, but I think it's a bit ridiculous if we get the car spinning off.
Yeah, it's good to see. I mean, it's one safety car is enough, I think, per race. But I think it. Oh yeah, and Justin, that racer gets past Keyboard Mikeson pretty easily there. With DRS obviously open. Keyboard on those hard tires still. 12 laps old at the moment. But yeah, I was going to say that we were a bit concerned that that we're reading the Cody's patch notes, and it said there could be up to 5 safety cars in a 50% race, and I don't know about
the frequency of safety cars. So I was a bit like, okay, well, wonder what that means. And maybe we've seen a little bit of a snippet out of it today.
Yeah, so all good so far, but we still got a few laps to go in this one. A few battles still to play out. Luca on Light Cruiser, he's right on the back of Light Cruiser actually now, 2.2 of a second, 0.3 of a second there now.
Yeah, and I have to give a shout out. I'm not trying to be too much of a fanboy, but Danny is holding on to that P2 very nicely on those old hards versus Herskari, who has not really made any advantage on Danny after Danny got dropped from Vexation's DRS range. So Herskari is within 1.52 seconds from Danny still.
Well, just so we have a balance in our bias, I'm going to say that I'm very disappointed in Danny. He should be P1 right now.
Yep. No, definitely. So Danny, 2 seconds from the lead, and Herskari trying to bear down on him on those fresher mediums. But I think this is about when the difference is maybe level down a little bit. And Vexit isn't really driving away anymore from in the lead of the race either, so I think this race is still not over. So Luca also right at the back of Light Cruiser, but unable to pass him so far. Hedis Davy takes Keyboard Magnusson into turn 1, so Hedis Davy up to P8 and Keyboard Magnusson down to P9. So I think Hartza is cursing his decision not to pit on that. He has, of course, got a good track position out of that, but I think
Yeah, and also
he's gonna get
I don't know
swamped
if
by these guys.
Hedis Davis got a 3-second time penalty. I think he
Did he?
came, yeah, not last penultimate or the last corner actually of the track. Yeah, he picked up 3-second time penalty. Must have cut it, or maybe on the exit of the corner got that 3 seconds. So he's got his work to do if he wants to keep that P8 position.
And Justin that racer has 6 seconds as well. I'm just having a look at all the.
Okay, so Keyboard could potentially be P7 if he holds on to
Yeah, if he
Hedis
can
Davis.
hold on to this. Herskari has 3 seconds as well. So that's good news for Danny. Danny is 1 warning away from a penalty, and Vexation has a completely clean how do you say it, clean sheet, whatever.
Yeah,
so Vexation has absolutely nothing, not even a warning yet. And Herskari is now within DRS range of Danny. So Danny will be under pressure, and let's see what Danny chooses to do here, because I think that Danny might let him go and just try and grab some DRS assistance from him, because he has that 3 seconds on him, and he definitely doesn't want to lose any more time than he has to on track versus these other guys. What other battles do we have on track? So Keyboard Magnusson is actually hanging on to Hedis Davy still. So this battle for P8 is still not over, and of course Justin ahead of them has that 6 seconds of penalties, so yeah, we'll see.
It's actually a good position for Keyboard if you think about it, because he's got Hedis Davis ahead, who's giving him the DRS, and then that's helping them keep up with Justin, that racer. The gap is almost 6 seconds, but yeah, if he can just keep it underneath.
No, it's only. I think it's only like 3.5 seconds. So there's 2.5 seconds that Hartza still has to play with here.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading the timings wrong. Yeah, so you're right. It's 3.6 at the minute. So he's got roughly 2.4 to play with.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a comment in the chat from Flesh River actually that Codemasters is catching up on all the missed safety cars over the last year. So sounds about right to me.
Very good.
And Herskari actually challenging Danny, but unable to pass him on the back straight. Sorry, I was having a look in the chat quickly. So and Mossy Gaming quoting that famous meme. Bleep, here we go again. Well, it's only been 1 safety car at least, so.
Luca is right on the back of Light Cruiser still. Not able to.
He's been there for like 3 laps, but unable to pass him.
Yeah, he's just not able to get past him on the straight. So we have a look at Light Cruiser's ERS 32. So not that much more than Luca at the minute. 23 versus 32. So yeah, this might go down to the last lap. This one.
We're on the penultimate lap of the race, and Vexation is. It's not. I don't want to put a commentator's curse, but he has been the dominant racer here today. He's just got that couple of tenths faster pace than the rest of the guys today, and he's put the pace to use. He's got pole fastest lap so far, and also about to win the race. We'll see how that Ferrari holds on to the final lap. On the final lap, Herskari DRS open on the back straight versus Danico. Danny goes defensive on the inside. Herskari tries to go on the outside, but
Ooh.
and
Oh, and
outbreak
there's
picks up.
contact.
Danny wins. What happened there?
Yeah, I think Danny just closed the door. It was a bit, I don't know, it was marginal, like, but yeah, they just caught wheels, and Danny came off the worst there.
Yeah,
And,
it's so luckily he didn't completely spin, so they've lost another second to the leader. Oh, and they're still bang wheels in the corner one. So Danny actually gets the position back.
yeah, he actually got DRS from that, so
yeah.
It worked out from that way, but yeah, that was a bit of a hairy moment for him.
Yep. So Danny couple of times banging wheels with Herskari on this final lap, so they're racing absolutely all gloves are off, and Light Cruiser actually trying to join this fun as well, but I think he might be just too far back because we're on the final lap of the race. And this is the battle to watch. Vexation is 5 seconds in the clear and is set to win this race unless he somehow makes a mistake in the final few corners, but looks like that's not going to happen today.
So this is it, the final chance for Hagrid to get past Danny Code. Not that it matters, you got 3-second time penalty, but it's still matters when you're racing.
Yep.
You always want to get that car on track and pass him. So he's
completely out of ERS. Danny has more battery than him.
It's going to be interesting, yeah. So DRS versus ERS. What's going to happen here? Looks like, yeah, he's just not able to close in.
If he wants to try.
Oh, and he is. He's going to send it, and Danny leaves the door open, and they're banging wheels again, but this time a bit tidier. Danny Code just getting a better exit and into the final corner, and yeah, it's all but done now. Danny crossed the line, and we've missed it. Vegs across the line at P1.
Yep.
Danny Code P2 though. Light Cruiser.
And Light Cruiser gets P3 actually because Herskari has the penalty.
Good job from Light Cruiser. Be happy with that.
Yeah, Luca P5. Maybe Luca made a small mistake there, or did he actually have a penalty as well? I'm not sure. He just dropped a little bit off Light Cruiser at the end of the race there. So Luca in P5, Kossi P6, and Keyboard Magazine gets P7 actually. So he will be happy with that, I'm sure. So Justin's 6 seconds. Don't do him any favors today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another race, another safety car. So that's 2 safety cars, 2 races.
Yep.
Not bad. Yeah, it's all right. I can handle it.
This safety car was a little bit random, I guess, but yeah.
Well, we've got
what it is. So
we've plenty of races ahead, so this will be like a test week, where we'll.
Yeah, indeed.
I reckon we'll know by the end of it whether it's a good addition or a bad one. But there we go. Exit on the top spot. Ferrari pick up maximum points again. Well, yeah, he got fast as that.
I'm sure Vexation is thinking that it is about time because he was, let's say, supposed to win in Australia, but then he spun like 5 laps from the end or whatever it was. Lost that win to Light Cruiser, who is today also on the podium in P3. And Danny chose to stay out in that safety car situation on those old hards and managed to push them to the end with losing relatively little, I would say, and he finishes in P2. So I'm sure if we talk to Danny, he's not going to be too happy about it being P2, but starting P5, getting up to P2, and yeah, so good job by him today.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a hard time though if he does come in the voice chat, so hopefully he does show his face.
Yeah, and I kind of forgot to take a screenshot of the results there, but it is what it is.
So I'm
that's it.
I'm just checking to see the waiting lounge. There's nobody there, so I don't know. These guys are a bit shy, aren't they? Usually in SLR to SRL, everybody's hopping in. Pick me. VRL.
Yeah, let's see. So if anybody wants to talk to us, come to the waiting lounge, and we have our first interviewee, I think.
Oh yes, Justin. Hello, Justin. You're on the stream. How is it going, my man?
Terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, those 6 seconds were costly today, weren't they?
Uh-huh. Indeed.
What about safety car? You know, what was going through your mind as you saw a safety car come out?
We'll definitely pit for mediums. Turned out my teammate had the same idea, so I got held up a tiny bit. And yeah, that was basically it, really.
Yeah, we were commentating this stream, and safety car to us seemed a little random because I think it came out after somebody just spun on track. There was no damage even, I think, so a little bit of a random one, but yeah. At least it gave some spice to the race.
Yeah.
And just the next race is Baku. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that one?
Good this time. Last time you asked me, I said no, but this time, yeah, I think it's good.
Well, I think you've yet to shine in VRL from the races I've commentated anyway, because I could see you have pace, but just for whatever reason, just not able to translate that into a podium or a win. But I think your time is coming, man. You know, just keep the head
Baku
down,
will
as they
be the
say.
one.
Baku,
I'll
yeah.
tell you next week.
Just
P1.
keep it off the walls and you'll be grand, yeah. And bring plenty of front wings with you just in case. I always like to joke. It's a bit of a dad joke, but I think the guys who are driving in Red Bull cars have the advantage because Red Bull gives you wings.
Okay then.
On that note, on that stinker, oh god, we just lost all our viewers. Oh my god, don't leave me. Wasn't that bad?
It was good.
It was pretty bad, but I mean, in a good way, I guess.
So bad it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like those really bad smelling cheeses. Yeah. Anyway, bit off topic, but yeah, Justin, looking forward to seeing you next race. Hopefully it goes a bit more your way, and
Hopefully.
yes, we'll see you at Baku next week then. So thanks for joining us in the waiting lounge.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye now. Yeah, sorry, put him back in the waiting lounge there. Looks like no one else wants to talk to us.
Yep.
Hi Sam, I'm feeling a bit offended.
Yeah, just a tiny bit, but
I just want to give Danico a real hard time.
Danico, we need you.
Yeah, come boy, we have gammon. But here, listen,
Somebody else heard it.
I just spotted a wild exit. Let's go, the race winner. Congratulations. How are you, sir, Exit?
Good.
P1,
Very
man,
happy.
P1. What a race from you. Pretty commanding. I have to admit, when the safety car came out and you pitted, I did question that. I was like, really? Are you sure about this? But you knew better than me, apparently. It paid off. Yeah. So, like, just talk us through your race. Like, from the qualifying. Obviously, you P1 in qualifying. Were you pretty confident about the race win, or how are you feeling about that?
Quali, obviously, pretty goddamn good. Only one in the 31s. Probably could have improved a little bit more, but not hugely. Then the race, my main focus was just to stay ahead of Ruben, into turn 1, 2, and 3 in that kind of first section, and then try and pull out a bit of a gap, which I managed to do around about 1.6 seconds after a couple of laps. And then from there, it was relatively plain sailing until the virtual safety car, which I was annoyed I didn't stay out an extra lap, so that I would get the benefit of being further away. But later on, it didn't really matter because of the additional safety car. The medium's decision was pretty hard to make because if I stayed out on hards, then I knew I would have track position and I would be able to pull away. But I thought Husqvarna would be too dangerous from behind, so I decided to kind of go in for the mediums and just play the more interesting game, shall we say. And then after I got past Danico, it was all about just pulling out of DRS and just getting a bit of a gap.
Yeah, and obviously, you had Danico and Kazi to get past, after the safety car. Like, I mean, what were your thoughts?
Yeah.
Were you thinking this should be easy enough, or were you a bit worried about, getting the move on?
I mean, I didn't really have any time stress behind because some other guys, I think Basco and Keyboard Magnuson were holding up Husqvarna, so I was able to kind of utilize that to like manage my gap to him, and then I would just slowly try and get through the field, just relatively plain sailing. But Daniko's move was a little bit harder after, like, not dirty moves, I'm not going to say that, but interesting moves. Like, I tried to go to the outside once. I was gonna, I'm afraid to use the Y word here, but I was gonna send it around the outside of turn 6, I think. But he kind of closed the door on me there, so it just had to be a boring DRS overtake. So I'm sorry to all the viewers for that.
No, it was great stuff. I mean, that's one thing I noticed, Ice. In this race particularly, there was a lot of hard racing, but it was never
Yep.
dirty racing.
Yeah.
Or not,
Yep.
not that we caught on stream anyway. Maybe there was other stuff going on that we weren't aware of. But yeah, from what we saw, like it was pretty hard racing, but yeah, very clean and great to
Yeah.
watch and call. So thanks again for that. And it was good to call your first win of this season. Hopefully there can
Yeah,
be
and
more
it's
in the
about to break that Ferrari curse you've had on the
Yeah,
first 2
that's
races.
right,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Now that I've got one win, hopefully I can get back into the swing of winning here.
So what do
Yeah.
you think about Baku? That's the next race.
All I know is you are going to be in for a treat because as you've been asking me a couple of times recently, and Genio said he will race for
Yes.
some of the
Okay,
more
that's cool.
difficult tracks like Baku, Monaco, and Singapore. He just I think he was doing it jokingly, but now he's taken it quite seriously. But but I'm gonna keep him, Zach, just to make you happier.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's good news for us. Baku, hopefully he doesn't come in like a wrecking ball though, with no practice and just yeet it and destroy everybody. But I'm sure he won't. We've seen him race before. He's pretty good racer. I'm sure he'll be
Yeah.
up to speed pretty quick. But yeah, Ice, anything else you wanna ask Vexit before we?
No, I'm just happy to see you get that result that you deserve for once in Australia. You had that spin, and then in Bahrain that disconnect. So yeah, good to see you on the top spot today.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know like VRL don't really have a driver of the day kind of thing set up or whatever, but we'll call one anyway. I would say my call would be you. Usually don't go for the
Yeah,
race winner, but it's qualifying, fast slap, race win, dominated the race. Even though we questioned that pit stop under the safety car, you obviously knew
Thought
better
I'd
than
done a
us.
Ferrari strategist. Ferrari
Yeah.
strategy.
We thought it was another one for the books for Ferrari, yeah. But
Yeah.
thankfully not. But yeah, so thanks for joining us in the commentary booth. We will catch you next week then, okay, mate?
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. And last but
we
not
do
least,
have the
best of the rest, eh?
Yep.
So yeah, got Danico in chat with us. Danico, what happened there? I mean, you did have a terrible race. You came second. You could have won this one, but you didn't. I don't know. You had zero pace today, and I don't know what was going on. Like, did you not have your breakfast, your porridge?
Why is this a burn, Danico moment now?
China's an awful track.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. I don't like it either.
It's
But
awful.
I mean, okay, forget whatever Chief said. I think you did a good job today and defended with those old hards versus a lot fresher tires. So yeah, obviously I knew that you're not gonna be super happy with P2, but still you started P5 up to P2. So talk us through your race quickly.
I started it, and then made a pit stop. Then a safety car happened, and I bottled the start, and I finished. Magically.
Yeah, okay. P2.
I can't wait for the movie version of that story.
Same.
Yeah, it was a bit of a random thing. I think the safety car came out after a car spun, so
Yeah.
it's a bit of a weird thing. So nobody died. Still got a safety car.
I do have a question for you, Danny. Right, so the safety car comes out. Obviously, what goes through your mind first of all is, do I pit? Do I pit now? And you guys didn't pit, you and Kazi. So was that a strategy play? Like, were you both talking to each other in VC and
No.
you said, right? So you just both like independently thought, day out, we'll try and grind these out to the final lap and hopefully win.
See, when I turned left to stay on the track, I thought to myself, "Oh, there'll be loads of traffic." And then I looked at the map as I turned, and everyone's so far apart. And I was like, "Great, you're gonna be like 2 cars behind me." Should have pitted. But then again, if I pitted, I'd have been back where the racing point were. So I'd have been in traffic, and probably would have still finished second, but miles off. What's his name? Vexation. That's it.
Well, you know what to say. To finish second is to be the first of the losers. So yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm just so disappointed with you, really. And
Baku's gonna be suicide.
of course.
Spain is not gonna be fun, and then Monaco is even worse.
Yeah,
Then
you know,
Canada.
that's the one track I'm actually thinking about racing this year. I'm
You're a
just to hit
sick
the wall
man.
a few times. I mean, that's the
You're a sick man.
highlight of every season for me.
But also qualifying as well, massively.
Yeah, I think, like, joking aside, you're one of the drivers I think has yet to shine. So we're kind of like, I think me and Ice are just expecting you to win the next race, every time. And you were in pretty good position there, and you obviously were very close to the win. But Vexit, he just had the edge. As Ice was saying in commentary, he just seems to have a few tenths on this track on everyone. So yeah, on to Baku. You never know with Baku. You never know what might happen. If we're gonna get 5 safety cars in one race, that is the one where it's gonna happen. So be sure to tune in for that one. But
Hopefully, Brexit rips a wheel off in Castle, and then Ingenio does the same. Ruben puts in the wall out of turn 1. Who else? And then that racing point, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He puts it in the wall, turn 15 over the curb. Then I changed my wing about 5 times, but still win. That'd be lovely.
So
yeah,
that's what we're gonna look forward to then. Okay.
that
Yes.
sounds like a perfect sequel to today's race.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Five safety cars later.
Even the safety car crashes out, and Danny's still there.
I've become the safety car.
Red flag.
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised actually. I haven't seen a red flag in Baku.
Don't think it's possible.
Yeah, if like I don't know, like Codemasters, it's probably some kind of weird glitch that comes into effect whenever there's 5 safety cars. They're just like, nah, game over. Everybody go home.
What was I gonna say? I'm gone. No, ignore me.
Well, on that note, Ice, unless you've anything to add?
No, I guess not really. I'm out of words now.
Yeah, well, I'll just do my usual spiel. We've got SLR Tier 2 race tomorrow. We've got Spain coming up for SLR. Friday F2 in Monza. Looking forward to that. Last week was a really fun race. Danico, you were in that one. Yeah,
I'm not sure I'll be there this week though.
yeah. Well, you're gonna miss out because the last 2 free races in the NF2 have been absolutely crazy, and really looking forward to that. It's Monza, another classic track. But yeah, Saturday then we've got SLR Tier 1, the big one. I don't know if you've seen the promo at the start of the show, but it's 4 winners from 4 races. So who is going to be the 5th winner? Yeah, as Jensen keeps pointing out to me, like that should, that's a really good indicator that it's a really healthy kind of competition at the very top of that league. Not to blow my own trumpet, like obviously I'm a bit biased with SLR, but yeah, I love seeing that there. The fact that it's not just one guy dominating, it's kind of like VRL as well. You don't see one guy just dominating VRL. It seems to be, a few guys are up there in the mix. But yeah, just to finish out, then Sunday we've got 2 SRL, Tier 2 and Tier 1, and that's going to round out a weekend of racing, what we've got ahead. So yes, catch us for that. We'll be back in AGL tomorrow, and until then.
Pretorius is gonna win on Saturday. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I actually thought he won the last one, but I just watched
I'm
it back.
going to win.
Yeah, well, you never know.
Please.
Never know. You never know. Get some gammon in you, man, and you never know. But
Yep, Danico is gonna be the 6th winner, but Pretorius is the 5th.
there he called it. The prophecy has arrived. So
Agreed.
tune in to find out if that is the case. And until then, we will bid you good night. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.